What is going on, Buffalo State Hockey? My name is Evan Harrington alongside Bengals head hockey coach Steve Murphy for another episode of Mondays with Murph. We are bringing this to you on a Wednesday. We weren't able to get it this past Monday. It's been about a month, Murph, since we've been together sitting in these chairs talking to Buffalo State Hockey about Bengals hockey. But first of all, Murph, how you been?
Everything's good, Evan. It's nice to be back in the swing of things here, just over the break and kind of the second half of the season here. So yeah, I think we're all kind of just getting back in the swing of things and getting some practices and games back under our belt and trying to make a push here in the second half of the season.
How was your holidays?
It was good. It was, short. 2 weeks seems like a long time, but you're doing some recruiting and traveling around, stuff like that. And then, you take some time off just to spend with the family and the kids and, still kind of busy. But it was good. It was a good time just away from, just kind of away from everything and the day-to-day business of things. Kind of get that break just like the players and stuff like that. But at the same time, you're kind of itching to get back to the rink and get going again too. So, obviously it was good, but excited to kind of be back here and going again.
All right, speaking of being back, we're going to take a quick look at this past weekend set of games against Alvernia. You guys went 1-1 on the Dad's road trip. We'll get more into the Dad's road trip part of that later on in the episode. But you guys won the first game 4-3. It was a big win, just first win of the new year. Talk about the game itself.
Yeah, I thought the first period was the first period. I didn't think we were very good, but I think that was expected. It was the first game back in a month. You try to simulate real play in practice, and it's not the same. I didn't think we were bad. I didn't think we were great. It was just kind of there, and then we got to that period 1-1. So I think we were fairly pleased with that. And then I thought we controlled the first good half of the second period, and we gave ourselves a 3-1 lead. And then really kind of after that, I don't know. I just thought I told the team I just felt like we played a little bit of with some arrogance and the wrong kind of arrogance, and we started to give them some life and belief, not just for that game, but the rest of the weekend. And obviously, we were able to close the first one out 4-3. I thought Marcus Cumberworth made a lot of big saves for us, and I thought we played really well. But ultimately, was trying to look to be better, moving into Sunday. And you play the team 4 times in the span of a year. It's hard to beat anybody 4 times in a row. Yeah. And then ultimately, I think they took it to a Sunday. I just didn't think that we were ready to play, and I didn't think we were willing to do the things that we were to build up that 3-1 lead on Saturday. So, it was kind of, just a step in the wrong direction, but now we've got some time here to get our stuff straight before we move into conference play next weekend.
So in the new year, you guys are 1-1 so far, 7-9 on the season. Speaking about the Dad's trip, just explain to the viewers really what the Dad's trip was about and what it meant to you as a staff, but also your players having their dads there.
Yeah, no, it was. Obviously, it's an idea we stole from the NHL, and all the National Hockey League teams do it and stuff like that. Everyone on our team had the opportunity to bring. Could have been a dad, could have been an uncle, a grandpa, a billet dad, whatever it was. But just somebody that's kind of important to them, important to their hockey careers, someone who supported them, maybe paid some bills along the way, stuff like that. So we had a lot of people come to the city or to fly into the city of Buffalo and travel with us down to Pennsylvania, and we had maybe 4 or 5 that are from the eastern U.S. where they just kind of, it was an hour drive for them, so they just met us there. But it was awesome. It was I thought we had a pretty good game plan just as far as how it was going to go and the things that we had set up for the players and the dads. Obviously, we weren't really sure, but it was awesome, and it was exciting just to have the players, dads there, uncles, whoever, that just guys that have supported them. I think that meant a lot to our players. I know the dads absolutely loved it. They had a blast, and then for us as coaches, again, we kind of wanted this just to be for the players this weekend, so we didn't end up bringing ours. But it was awesome. It was just awesome to see everyone kind of socialize and maybe meet new people that you haven't met before, and just the adults that have supported our players throughout their whole careers and stuff like that. It was just kind of a way and a weekend to give back to them and try and take care of some things for them and let them enjoy some hockey along the way. So it was awesome. I most certainly will look to do it again next year. Yeah, I don't have enough good things to say about just the weekend and the dads and the uncles, grandpas, everybody that just came along with us on the road and stuff like that. It was very cool.
All right, so sticking from this weekend, one of your players, Jake Murray, got nominated for Bengal Athlete of the Week. Just talk about Jake Murray so far his freshman season. It seems like each week he just seems to be getting better and better, notching 2 goals over the weekend for you.
Yeah, he's played an important part of just kind of a little bit of our success this year, and he's still growing, he's still learning. I think he's still kind of finding his way just as far as the role and his way through the D3 lineup and stuff like that. Just whether that's in conference, out of conference, he's just getting his feet wet. But yeah, he's most certainly made some significant strides, not just from the beginning of this year, but even from last year in junior hockey and stuff like that. And I think he's just a kid that has flat out worked. I think again with a lot of our guys and even Jake, when he's in the right mindset, he can accomplish a whole lot for us. So. He's a good player. He's a guy that obviously we're going to continue to look towards down the stretch here to help produce some offense for us. But yeah, it's good to see him obviously get rewarded for his on-ice success and his hard work.
All right, so the final thing we're going to take a look at is this coming week. Obviously, there's no games this weekend for you guys. The next time you guys play will be the following weekend. But what does practice look like when there is no games this weekend? Do you guys just kind of keep going forward with the same mentality? It's because this is the first time all year the guys really haven't had games, in back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, we originally had a plan to maybe kind of lighten the mood this week and have a little fun, and then obviously when you get your ass kicked on Sunday, that kind of changes a little bit. So no, we've tried to keep them dialed in to what we're trying to do here. And trying to get our game right just before we get into conference play next weekend, because with Cortland and Oswego coming to town, those are obviously 2 important games. So yeah, we've kind of, I guess, reversed course and going from what we originally had planned, and now trying to again just get our minds right, get our game right, and kind of button up all the loose ends so that when we're ready to go here we only got 9 games left. It's time to go, and it's playoff hockey, and we're still fighting for a playoff spot. So yeah, it's the practices look, a little bit of the same, maybe even a little bit more intense than the typical game week. But we're just trying to work out the kinks that maybe plagued us on Sunday. So hopefully something like that doesn't happen again, the rest of the way. And I think the nice part about it is, with this week and next week included, you've got 8-9 days here to really get that sorted out, where typically you only have 3 or 4. So we got a little extended time just to work on ourselves, and then hopefully Friday we're happy with the end product.
All right, that has been another episode of Mondays with Murph with myself, Evan Harrington, and Bengals head coach Steve Murphy. On next week's episode, we'll get more into game talk, as obviously the Bengals are back in action after this weekend. But once again, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next Monday for another episode of Mondays with Murph. Take care.